Namaste, one and all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to your favorite show with your favorite bro. Quick Takes is back one last time, one final time this week. Back with Monday slate, essentially a Monday night doubleheader on ESPN, ABC. Let's get cracking. The kickoff already started down in Atlanta. MVP Josh Allen taking his Bills on the road, like I mentioned, to Atlanta against the Falcons. And in this one, gotta rock out with the Buffalo Bills. It's pretty simple. The momentary pause because Matt Milano is out, but at the same time, Oliver being back for that defense helps tremendously. DeMar Hamlin's unfortunately out in this game as well, so there are some defensive pieces that's missing. Starters essentially. I mean, DeMar was a starter last year, but has kind of gotten phased out this year. Um, Matt Milano, I mean, he's a borderline all pro, definitely a Pro Bowl linebacker, but has been, marred with injuries the past few years, especially after Tremaine Edmonds had left for Chicago, who we will mention in just a second in the second of the doubleheader. But in this one, I think, Buffalo, like they always do, I think they win this one. Falcons should give up a pretty good fight, but I did see on the injury report they are missing some pieces as well on that defensive line from the likes of Taquan Graham. He's out with a calf. Clark Phillips on the defensive side, triceps and illness. That's a big, I don't want to say a big piece, but still a piece that, could, cost you in the special teams aspect. Even in the secondary aspect, Bills play a lot of guys. They don't essentially have a number one wide receiver. They go pretty much everybody. Clark Phillips from now this comes from Madden, but looking at his stats, he looked like a decently speedy guy, miniature guy. So I think somebody you could kind of put on Shakir in some matchups, but losing him might cost you. Shakir might be the one going off tonight. You have your double tight ends. Keon Coleman last game had some impressive catches again to remind people, hey, the physicality that I had in Florida State is coming with me up in Orchard Park. And yeah, the offensive line does their thing. Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins, arguably one of the better, if not top three, offensive tackle duos. The interior, they added a relatively young guy, no Cyrus Tyrant, but he just meshed in pretty well. David Edwards, and they have a good group up there who know how to work with Josh Allen because he likes to run in some aspects, and they know like what to do in those aspects as well. And when you have a rhythm like that, when you have a rhythm with Joe Brady as a play caller, it's kind of hard to stop that offense. Defense is going to be the Achilles heel, de- depending on the injuries and everything else. But in this one, I think even on the road, Bills come out on top. Falcons, they have been shut out. Yes, it was in the division, it was on the road, but they have been shut out 30-0 this season. So it should be interesting. Michael Penix is kind of on his second year, kind of had his ups and downs. Second year slump, you could kind of say. Um, Coming up on second year quarterbacks in just a second. Again, keep giving you guys teasers. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he plays. No Darnell Mooney from what I saw, so that should be interesting. Is it going to be Ray McLeod stepping in? Is it going to be, Pitts? Like we kind of saw some flashes early on in the season of him kind of reemerging himself back into the conversation of one of the better tight ends. But can we see that consistently across the season? That might help them out. Drake London, I mean, kind of has gotten lost. The new wide receivers have came in and they've kind of taken the spots of your Drake Londons and Chris Olaves and the other wide receivers in the NFC essentially, that were regarded as one of the top emerging wide receivers, but for one reason or another they haven't kind of panned out so far, and their contracts are going to be coming up very soon. So that's why seeing Chris Olave's name in the trade market kind of makes it interesting. If this season kind of goes out the wayside, what happens with Drake London in the long term, Kyle Pitts in the long term, because you're still paying Kirk Cousins. So it's going to be very intriguing to see how Falcons go. I mean, I don't think they fire, or do anything with their head coach this season. But if it's still not turned out by next year, something to keep an eye on there. But I mean, Bijan's always going to be a headache. That's why I mentioned Ed Oliver slightly earlier. Him being back, the interior edge rush that he can get. Also, I do believe Falcons lost Caleb McGarry early on in the season, so losing him on the edge to Greg Russo, he's going to be dangerous. So keeping an eye out for him for a sack or two, maybe three. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, I think their linebacker group, even without Matt Milano, with Tyler Bernard, has been capable of holding them in because they had to do that essentially most of last season. So I think they could hold on even on the road. Bills come out on top in the first of our double header. Going down essentially to, I guess, the main event, the first overall pick from last year against the second overall pick from last year. And they're going at it round two, same place, different time. And in this one, I'm going with the other one. I am going with the number one overall pick. Yes, even on the road, I do believe Caleb Williams this year with Ben Johnson on his side, with Dennis Allen running his defense. Yes, one of my lights just went out like one of the last quick takes, so hopefully this doesn't continue. But yeah, I think in this one, they do take this, even on the road. I don't think this is the same Bears team that they faced last season. If I'm not mistaken, Matt Eberflus still had not been fired till that point. And Bears have came a long way from offensive line to defensive philosophy and defensive coordinator and everything else. And they are getting back Kyler Gordon in this game. They are getting back TJ Edwards in this game. So yes, I am rocking with them. While Terry McLaurin's still out, Curtis Samuel, I think for Buffalo Bills, is going to be out. So his whole team here. And Jacoby Bill Krosky Merritt, let's go. He's not just like an unknown rookie anymore. You know, now he's known as the number one back for them, essentially. So he's going to be kind of zeroed in on. You're not going to be able to just run the ball. Debo, he is questionable, but I do believe he is playing, but he's not going to be 100%. So you're not getting the best out of him. Is Luke McCaffrey going to be taking the next step? I don't believe so, because in the slot, you're getting Kyler Gordon back, like I mentioned. So this is going to be a tough one for them. You got Jaquan Brisker up in the middle. I think that Raiders win, while it pains me to say it was 26-25. They came back, won it at the end. I think that kind of sparked something in them. You could see, the energy after the game. Ben Johnson kind of speaking on it. They had a bye last week, if I'm not mistaken. They are 2-2. They go on the road. They take that win 3-2. Commanders, they go 3-3. They need to kind of reassess themselves. Terry McLaurin need to get him healthy and then figure out on the back end of the season how their season's gonna play out. But yeah, in this one, I am rocking with Caleb Williams. I hope he doesn't turn the ball over too crazy. And I could see, Chicago's defense kind of showing out this time around on prime time. Like, hey, we've always been there. It's our offense that has not kind of played their part. And this season, I think, they are going to play their part. Let's look at their game last season. It was a very close matchup, 18-15 and a Hail Mary. So let's not forget that part. It had to be a Hail Mary for Chicago to go down. Even in an absolutely putrid game, because Caleb had 10 for 24 for 131 yards. It was DeAndre Swift's 18 rushes for 129 yards that, kept him in the game. On the other side, Jayden Daniels was 21-38 for 326 yards. As Matt Eberflus, the head coach, makes sense why he got fired. Like, how's your defense getting outplayed like that, But Brian Robinson last year, 16 for 65, so that could be an aspect, like I mentioned. But I think they will key in on Bill Krosky Merritt, having Tremaine Edmonds, having TJ Edwards. I think that's going to play a part in Chicago. And then looking at receiving, Terry McLaurin, five catches for 125 yards. He was unstoppable last game, and he's not there this game. That makes a difference. Kyler Gordon being back, I think I do give the edge to the Bears, and defense travels, like I mentioned. So it should be intriguing for both of these former top 2 overall picks to see how their season and careers play out, because the rookie year, you want to give the edge over to Jayden Daniels, but it's how their careers play out over the course of the season. And yes, with that, I am done with this one, done with this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go catch up on the Thursdays, Eagles and Giants, and then the Sunday slate if you have not. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, yes, I am wearing a Sharks little hoodie. Support the Sharks. Went to the preseason game already. Check the little shorts out. It's already out now. Shout out to the Sharks. Their season promising, but has not gone the way you would want to our side just yet. But that should be interesting. Keep an eye out for Football Frenzy tomorrow. And yeah, stay tuned. There's a lot more content coming up. Baseball's going crazy right now. Just stay tuned for more content coming up very soon as well. Like I mentioned, the Bills game should have already kicked off. The main event should be kicking off soon. I hope you guys have a great one, and I will see you guys very soon. You already know how it is. Allah.